Hello out there. This is Robert with the Tech Geek 311 live event. We're going to be covering Apple's September 9th, 2014 event. I'm going to check real quick, make sure I'm online with you guys. And I'm going to double check here, and we're going to make sure. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to double check with you guys. Okay, right now I'm showing we're live here. Let's check on YouTube real quick. Make sure I'm live for you guys. Okay, let's see. We're going to double check this. We're still about 23 minutes out for the event starts. So this will give me a little time to make sure I get you guys up and running so you guys can see the whole presentation we got today. Okay, let's see. It should be up and running, but we'll see. All right. All right, YouTube is still loading up. If you guys got me on Google Hangouts on air, you should be able to see me. Going to try to see if I have any mic issues. I can see my mic moving down here. So we're going to try editing our mic real fast. There we go. All right. Now I'm up and running. Tech Geek 311 live event. We're going to be covering. All right. Let's mute that one real quick. Okay. I think we're up and running now. I think we've got it going. All right. So we're about 21 minutes out for Apple's 2014 event. And this one's going to be covering the iPhone 6, supposed iWatch. We don't know what else they're going to cover because apparently they've got some kind of big white building covered, so we're not sure on that. Let me give you guys a little idea about what this live streaming is going to be like and how it's going to be covered. I cannot show you guys anything about how the event is, like how it's actually being streamed. Apparently that's just not allowed. It's in the rules and all that. But what I am going to do is I have my two sources that I'm going to go through. I'm going to watch the event as it's going through live, and I'm going to give you a perspective both from the consumer's point of view and the geeky tech type of point of view, so you can make a good choice and see which one you actually prefer. Do you prefer the iPhone 4.7-inch screen? Do you like the iPhone 5.5-inch screen? Are you going to go for the iWatch and whatever other new products that Apple's going to come out with? As well as, let's say, iOS 8, if there's any new features that the Goldmaster has come out with, OS X Yosemite, if there's going to be any new features on that one. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of concise and summarize everything, break it down for you guys, give you more of what goes on with the event so you can make a better choice when those products do come out. Either they're supposedly saying September 19th for the release of the iPhone 6s. Maybe around the 15th to 17th of September you'll get iOS 8, and probably in October you'll get OS X Yosemite. But none of that's going to be confirmed yet until we actually see the keynote. We're still about 19 minutes out, California time, before the event actually starts. So far, let's see here. So far, according to this, you've got a lot of bloggers out there. There seems to be a lot of celebrities that are showing up. The media's out there. This big whole crowd of people got all their badges and everything. Now, the way every Apple event works, let me kind of give you guys a little idea about how the keynotes work. And the reason why I'm doing this one live stream, unlike the other keynotes. This keynote is going to be different than all the others out there for the one reason that everyone says, oh, every year Apple comes out with a new phone. Well, not exactly. This year's phone is going to be completely different. It's sort of like the transition between the 3G to 3GS was just simple, but the 3GS to 4 was a big change. Then you went 4 to 4S, same thing, very similar, but 4S to 5, big change. Then 5 to 5S, not much. Well, all those phones have been about the same similarity. They've all been the same square. They've all pretty much had the apps in the same lines and all that. Everything in the phones functioned exactly the same no matter what iOS it was. What makes this event special, this event such a big deal, is that the phone is going to now change to not only a larger screen, but it's going to have a lot more functions than the iPhones have ever had. That is something that we haven't seen Apple do. We've seen Samsung, Android, and all the other companies do that before. Apple is getting into the market now, and they're bringing this out. Now, everyone says, yeah, but I like my Android phone because my Android can do this and that and everything. Well, Apple has all those same features, if not even more. The only thing is Apple doesn't give it to you all at once. What they do is they bring it out in slow periods. But eventually you get everything you can do on an Android phone, you can do on an iPhone. And you can do it on the iPad, and you can do it on the Mac, and all that. And that's what you can't do with Android. Android means you have just the phone only, and that's it. You have no other peripherals, no other things you can do with it. That's the difference between Apple's market and the other markets like Android and all that. So what I'm so curious about on this keynote especially is, for one, the new things about these new iPhones. They're going to be thin, better battery life, better processor, better cameras, those things. Are we getting NFC technology? If you haven't ever used NFC technology, go to like a Walgreens or something. You'll see where you normally swipe your credit card. There's this little symbol. It looks like a Wi-Fi symbol. You tap your card on there and it pays. Well, that's basically NFC, but they're going to have it built into the iPhones. Now, I know Android and other phones have had it already, but this is going to be the first time that Apple brings it out. When Apple brings it out, it's going to go mainstream. It's going to go crazy. So that's going to be another good feature. Now, we don't know if it's going to happen yet. That's what we're waiting for this keynote. This keynote will actually tell us. So let me, I'm going to pull up one of my other sources here real quick and see if they're ready to go. Most of these sources usually take a little while, so I'm going to give this one a little bit more chance. Still kind of early, like I said. I wanted to start this about 30 minutes early because I wanted to give you guys a little more perspective what you're going to expect this time. Let me double check this here. So we're now at 16 minutes till the actual keynote starts. So we're getting closer, and the anticipation's actually building up. So people are really getting excited. All right, so should have everything working here, guys. You guys should be able to hear me. I can see my audio bar moving. If you have any comments, I have a group chat. If you're live on Hangouts on air, you can go ahead and give me any chats. I'll respond back. And then I can give you guys any answers, whatever you guys need. Whatever I find out, I'm going to let you guys know. So right now we're still 15 minutes. Now let me explain basically how keynotes work. This is going to be for you newbies, because you guys who've seen live streams before, you know what's going on, you know what's going to go on, you know how these things are. For you new guys out there that have never seen an Apple keynote or have never had one of these live streams done, the way Apple always does this, they're going to come out, they're going to present you the numbers. This is how many iPhones have sold, this is how many people have downloaded the iOSs and so forth. This is how many Macs, this is what Apple's doing good. They're going to go through all the numbers first. Once they cover the numbers, then they're going to go back to what WWDC 2014 did, and they're going to go over iOS 8, going to give us a final release date, so we'll know when iOS 8 is going to be released. They're going to go over OS X Yosemite, give us another view about OS X Yosemite for the Macs, and give us a release date on that one as well. So that's pretty much what they're going to do in the beginning. Then comes the whole beauty of the keynote, and that's when they do the first presentation. We don't know if that's going to start off with the iWatch. We don't know if that's going to be further information about HealthKit, which is supposedly what the iWatch is going to do. We don't know if that's going to be the first iPhone 6 yet, or the second iPhone 6, any of that sort. That we don't know yet. That's something that is still up in the air. That's something that is still secret that we're going to find out here in, well, it looks like right now in 14 minutes. So we're getting actually closer to where the event is. So the thing is that that's what we're going to try to figure out. That's how Apple does their keynotes. Once they cover all the new products and everything, they're going to give you the price points, and they're going to give you the release stuff. They're going to let you know basically when it's going to be released, and then if it's going to have any pre-orders, or if it's going to be just, you know, launch day only. All right, so let's see. Let's get out of this, and we're going to go. We're going to make sure that I can keep you guys on this countdown here. I want to make sure all systems are up and running. This way you guys can hear everything and you guys can see what's going on. Alright. So I'm gearing up my streams over here, my systems, so that way I can give you guys the full keynote experience. I wish I could play it for you guys. I'd love to. Unfortunately, I can't. Can't do that. Alright, so I've got 7 of you guys so far viewing. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for watching. I hope the audio stream is coming out good, and I hope you guys are able to view everything well. Alright, so I'm going to double check and make sure the system's up and running. Having a little system difficulty on here, but just give it a second. Okay, viewers, we're almost there. We're almost to where we need to be. Try to get my browser up and running over here. Alright guys, so we're getting ready. We're going to find out all this information here and see what's going on. I'm going to get my systems here up and running for you guys. Right now they're saying guests are making their way into the special event right now. So they're finally letting them in, since we're getting close to noon here. And that's noon Texas time. Let's see. Alright. I'm going to try to get us queued up on here. So I'm ready to go. So far today, it's been a little bit of a technical difficulties, but not too much. Everything seems to be functioning pretty well. Like I said, with all these streaming, the way that they do it, sometimes the systems get bogged down. There's a lot of people that are out there, press, a lot of developers out there doing this stuff. Sometimes they get a little bogged down. Sometimes get a little slower. For most of the time, most parts, it seems to work pretty well. I'm hoping that my stream stays pretty good for you guys. Hoping that you guys are able to see it with no problems. Hopefully, I don't lose any connections here or anything. I want to give you guys the full experience here. Let's see. All right, let me get you guys up and running here. Okay, I've got about 8 views. We're getting there. All right, let me see something here. A little difficulty on that system. I'm going to try to connect you guys on this system here. Give me one quick second. Second, guys, I'm going to flip you guys around. Okay, I hope you guys can still hear me. 13 viewers right now. All right, folks. We've got Apple starting with their musical presentation. We got the people entering in the auditorium here. Looks to be pretty packed. Yeah, they've got music in while people are taking their seat. Looks like it's filling up pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to stream this side by side for you guys because apparently my other system not quite functioning the way it should. That's cheapo Windows, of course. I don't think I'm going to use them anymore. So I'm going to stream this through my Mac as well as I'm going to present it to you guys through my Mac. So I've got about 15 of you guys right now. So we're just moments away. Actually, we're about 5 minutes away Texas time and 5 minutes away California time. So they're piling in all the guests. The auditorium looks pretty neat, though. Got a lot of cool sound systems and all. You got the big Apple logo facing us at this point. So, all right. So I got 11 of you guys now. Thanks for checking in. I'm sorry you guys got to see just my little old mug, for this event, but at least I'm going to give you guys a perspective of what's going on here. I want to give you guys a little heads up. This is what the old 4S was like. You can see square. This was the big thing with the 4S, the metal body. And then this is what we had previous before that. We had a 3GS, right? We had the plastic back. Okay, this is all going to be a thing of the past after today. After today, you're not going to see any of those things anymore. After today, you're going to see this brand new device, probably going to be much thinner, much larger screen, much better processor, better battery life. So we're in for a good thing today. We're going to see a lot. So we're inching another 4 minutes away still. We're getting close to the event streaming at this point. All right, let me see. Gonna let my other people know what's going on here. Okay, we're down to 3 minute countdown right now. This auditorium looks pretty big, so it's gonna be a big event going on right now. All right, so for you guys that are just joining me now, I want to let you know that we are live today streaming the Apple 2014 event, which is going to include the new iPhone 6 as well as probably an iWatch, any information about release dates of iOS 8, as well as any release date information about OS X Yosemite. You're going to be seeing just me, but I'm going to give you guys a summarization, a opinion, consumer-wise and tech-wise about what Apple's going to present today, about the new products, the new devices, new software, and so forth. So you guys can make a good decision when these devices are released. Supposedly on the 19th, find out here in a few minutes, and you guys can see exactly what's going to be available. As soon as this live stream is done, I'll answer any questions you guys have, and we can go from there. Then after that live stream, I'll go ahead and let you guys know later on this evening where you're able to view the entire event if you wish to, since it won't be available until then. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna get this thing queued up. It should be starting this event pretty soon. All right. No, all I'm waiting for is Apple to get their streaming going, because we're pretty much there. All right. No, it's already noon my time. Let's see if all their systems are up again. Okay, Apple's got us on standby right now. All I can do is wait. They have not, they haven't started their event. It is 10 a.m. their time, so I'm up and running with the stuff. I'm just waiting on Apple to start their event. Well, there we go. So now they're giving us a video here, basically talking about a whole new take. Even before you could see change things you've never doubted we would. Yeah, this is basically going to be their introduction. And then we did change things together. Yeah, they're showing like a lot of those 3D animations here. Unfortunately now they're still having little difficulties with their live, so they keep knocking me out. But I'm going to keep it up and running here, guys. I'm not the only one having the issue, though. Anyone else that is a vlogger like me who is doing these, they're getting the same thing. And like I said, that's what happens when they do a live stream sometimes. I tried to do it on my Apple TV one time, and it was a very slow process to get through. But it actually did. It did go through eventually. So let's see. It's going to go through their little intro here. And try to give you guys a double perspective in case one system is slow. I'm going to give you guys more of a perspective here because the event is going on. Let's see if I can get it up. Right now, guys, they have me on a pause screen. Apparently, they're having their little difficulties here with their live. So I'm going to continue trying to get it up, the system up and running. Yeah, so far, I think their system here is having a little bit of issues. It's not my system. It's not my connection here. It's their system here. So I'm going to keep refreshing this, guys, for you guys. Let's get this thing up and running. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's check my other source. Let's see what we have. No, the other source is not doing anything either. So I've got to wait here and see. Sorry for the difficulties here, folks. It's not my fault. I'm sitting here checking my stream from them, from Apple themselves. I think they're having a little difficulties here getting it to us. All right, I'm going to go in here and see what they've got going on so far. Tim Cook enters the stage talking about an 84. Steve introduces the first Macintosh. All right, here we go. Now they brought me back up. All right. Talking about also that in 1998, Steve Jobs introduced the first iMac at the Flint Center. This is the same place they're having the location. And he's saying this day is an important day for Apple history. And now he's going to talk about the iPhone. So let's get into the iPhone stuff. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, looks to me like they're bringing up images of an iPhone. Seems like it matches more of what the rumors are. They announced the biggest advancement in iPhone. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the larger shape here. And it's, of course, two phones, like we've been looking at. They look rounder, they look thinner, much larger view. Yeah, they're showing definitely a larger size and a smaller size. Yep, talking about the iPhone 6. Yeah, so they've just announced now the two iPhone 6. So they did start directly off with the iPhone 6. There are two larger models. All right, so Phil Schiller is going to talk about the two iPhones here. All right, let's see what he's going to say. Now they're talking about the change, seeing things differently. Alright. So now it's going to be an ion strengthened glass, an improved polarizers, photo aligned equalizer crystal, ultra thin backlight. So they're starting this straight off with the iPhone 6. Yeah. Okay, so definitely a lot bigger. They're showing the difference between the 5S and the 6. And they're going to call it the iPhone 6 Plus. That's going to be the 5.5-inch screen. Give you guys an example here. That's a 5.5-inch screen. That's going to be your 4.7. The screens is always diagonal. So you can see a big difference. So 401 pixels and 1920 by 1080 on the iPhone 5.5. So you can see the difference between the two. So the displays are going to be definitely crystal clear. Going to have over 1 million pixels. Over 2 million pixel display on the 5.5 iPhone 6 Plus. So it's 38% on the 4.7, 185% of more pixels. So it's going to be very, very clear, very good Retina display. And thinner. Look at this, 6.9 inches for the 4.7, 7.1 inches for the 5. So very, very thin. So that millimeter thinness on both. They're going to have elongated volume rockers up and down. Of course, you're going to have the same silent switch. And stunning displays on them. So much thinner. So bigger photos and sharper text and more of text on the 5.5 ones. So like a Galaxy. Yeah, and so you're still going to have the Touch ID. And now, landscape, they're going to move. And that's going to be the same as the iPad. So the iPhone 5.5, the Plus, is going to go in landscape exactly like the iPads. That's going to be fantastic for any consumer, for any techie guy. That's what we've been wanting. So you're going to have two screens, a double screen, just like the iPad. That's going to be fantastic. So the 5.5 is definitely going to be the seller. And now you're going to have more features on the keyboard when you're in that land 5. Even the home screen's horizontal, exactly the same as the iPad does. So this iPhone 6, the Plus, is going to be fantastic. So let's see. So now you can use it one-handed. They had the side swipe last year. So now, oh, and it's going to have a curved display too, so that was even fact. All right, hang on. Got a little bit of a slowdown there. Usually happens with live stream, but they did start off directly with the iPhone 6, so that is definitely new. They didn't go through any statistics or nothing this year. The iPhone 6 Plus, which is the 5.5 model, is definitely beautiful looking. That's going to be the selling model, which is what the rumors have been saying. The camera is going to stick out a little bit though on both models. So that I did see. And so they're going to talk about more gestures. There's more gestures that are going to be involved instead of just the swiping across like we got before. Let me get him back up and running here. Problem with live streams though is you do get a lot of lockups, a lot of freeze up sometimes. So I'm gonna get him back on. So now you can use it one-handed. And talk more about our apps. Okay, and then they're going to talk about the apps that haven't been updated. And they just work. Yeah. So built in with iOS 8, it's going to automatically scale your apps. Whether they've been updated or not, they're going to be scaled, automatically will work. That's going to be something that we've never seen in any iPhone before. And then once the developer wants to change it and update the app, then it'll work even better. Yeah, so that's something that is improved. And the fact that everything's going to go landscape, when you go landscape, everything turns, it's going to be mirroring what the iPad already does. So that's something we've never seen in any iPhones that have come out. So the fact that you don't have to worry, hey, is my app updated? Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? If your app is in the App Store and it's still available, it's going to work on the new iPhones. And it's also going to work with the new iOS 8. So that's going to be a huge advantage. And that's something that I liked a lot. That looks really good. I think that's something that consumers and both tech guys are really gonna enjoy. Because a lot of consumers, they don't know what's going on with their devices. Not to say any of you guys out there don't know what you're doing, but so a lot of people come up to us tech guys and they ask us, for help. It's going to be up to 50% faster GPU. So you can tell from the very first iPhone, the scale goes all the way up about 50 times faster. So talking a much, much faster processor here. Now we're going to go over the GPU performance, and this will determine more about speed and functionality. I'm really amazed that Apple just went straight into the iPhone 6. They didn't go through statistics or nothing this year. I think this is what the main event was about. They wanted to get these iPhone 6s out there and to let you guys know what's going on. Because most of the time, like I said, they start with statistics and sold this, did that. They even go through previews of iOS 8 and Yosemite. No, they went straight into the iPhone 6. So that's their bread and butter today. That's what they really want to give you guys, the iPhone 6. So he's going to go through a couple of the little statistics and things. I'm still waiting to hear if this iPhone 6 is going to be waterproof and shockproof. So I'm going to let their event go ahead and stream here so we can find out what's going to go on. Because so far they're covering all the hardware of the device at this point. Oops. Okay. He's going to talk about the GPU performance. So let's see if Apple can get their stuff up and running again. Like I said, that's the only downside. Well, when you are live streaming, unlike watching it afterwards, after they've recorded it and they've got it ready to go, because right now, that's the only way you can see it. It's got to be through here. So The only thing is when you are doing that live somewhere, you are sending it out. There are technical difficulties that are going to happen no matter what, because you're sending it out to millions of servers. You're sending it out to millions of internet areas, and so that bogs down a system. And this is not the first time that I've seen these events do that. Every time I get these events and I always go through them, there's always times when they're live when you get that. So it's quite understandable. I know for you guys that are consumers, I might not understand that, might not realize what's going on, thinking it's a technical glitch on my side. Well, it's not. Anything that's live streamed or done is going to have issues only because you're sending it out to tons and tons of servers and all that, and those get kind of bogged down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this up and running for you guys on my end. All right, let's see. Okay. Gonna go ahead, and they're going through the gaming systems right now. So I'm gonna scroll down here real quick. All right. The graphics basically are going to be up to 84% faster. So you're going to be able to play games a lot faster and a lot quicker. The A8, which is the processor, is going to be able to sustain performance-intensive tasks, like playing games at a higher frame rate. So your gaming is going to be a lot better. With iOS 8 and the new Metal, which is the new developer program, developers can put even more performances in their games. So the Metal titles that are coming, and this is like Epic and Infinity and that sort, those are all going to be for all the new gaming coming out. So now they're going to have something called Super Evil Megacorp. It's a new game, and what they're doing is they're demoing the game right now. So you'll be able to play games in high resolution in the next generation console. So basically, this is going to outdo what you could normally do on your Xboxes and your PlayStations. With the iPhone 6, whether it be the 5.5 screen or 4.7, you're going to have such a fast processor, such a fast CPU, that you're probably not going to need to be sitting in front of your Xbox or PlayStation. But you can play your games all in full resolution anywhere you're at, and that's going to be extremely helpful for gamers, even people that play casual games too. So you're not going to have any lagging or slowing down or anything. So that was the game demo. Now they're going to talk about the A8 processor. All right, let's see. So that's the first game coming out, and the company's called Metal. I thought it was a software, but it's not. It's actually the company. Yeah, so the screen resolution, that processor and all that, that's going to make that phone fantastic. So far, they beat the competition as far as size, thinness, and everything. All right. So now we're going to look at audio. You're going to have better battery life, so battery's going to be increased, but 80% for audio, 14 video. So yeah, your battery life's going to be increased. Yeah, so you only had 50 hours with the iPhone 6, and the iPhone 5S, they only gave you 40 hours of audio, so your battery life's going to be good. LTE, you had only 10 hours, you're going to get the same. So the iPhone 6 is basically an upgrade to the iPhone 5S. The iPhone 6 Plus, that is the full upgrade. That one is the full upgrade device, because everything is much... And they're going to do the Motion 8 processor as well. That's very similar to what the iPhone 5S had. So it's going to be able to track your movements and track your stuff, track your steps. Yeah, so the accelerometer, gyroscopes, and all that, that's going to all be increased in this M8. So it's definitely a new generation motion, so a little different than what the 5S had. Can calculate your distance too for running and walking. That's something that no iPhone's done before. And it's going to go through your steps too. So just like your regular wearable trackers, you're going to be able to track your steps. Your device basically will be your fitness thing. So it's going to have a new thing called a barometer. That's a new sensor. It measures relative elevation, basically, is what they're saying. So the new health app will have it all show up in there. So it'll tell you your stairs, tell you your steps. And Nike's going to increase their app too to work with it. So you're going to get the elevation, you're going to get the distance. So A8 is increased and the M8. And it's going to be both the 6 and the 6 Plus. And now the advanced wireless capabilities too. LTE is being increased. 150 megabits per second. That is more than the other phones have had. The other phones have only had like 100. And 20 LTE bands, so you won't lose any signal, more than any smartphone around there, and more LTE roaming. So 200 LTE carriers. So basically, you're going to have signal no matter where you're at. You don't worry about your AT&T or Verizon, whatever. You're going to have signal. And VoLTE. And voice over LTE is coming. So yeah, so you make a voice call and moves up directly to your 4G network. Yeah, AT&T's included, Verizon, T-Mobile's, and a lot of other carriers are going to be involved in this. And you're going to get 802.11 AC. Finally, that Wi-Fi is what I use on my my Extreme. So 3 times faster Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is going to be stronger. So they put VoLTE, so now you can do Wi-Fi calls. So you don't have to call through your network if you don't want to. So you have Wi-Fi, but you don't have cell phone. You can make your call through Wi-Fi. Yeah, so if you leave your Wi-Fi and you go into your LTE, it automatically seamlessly changes, and you automatically have it on both. So that's something we've never seen either. That's a new thing. So the T-Mobile and EE in the UK are the two that are working on that. So that means that we'll get it eventually or soon, hopefully by release date. Now let's see the camera improvements. Okay, so this camera improvement is going to be something I want to see, because the cameras on the iPhones, I use them more than I use on a regular camera. I don't even pull out another camera anymore. So let's see what they have on here. So you got the 8 megapixel iSight, True Tone flash, so it's getting what the iPhone 5S had. Yes. Yeah, 1.5 micron pixels. And the 2.2 aperture. And there's an all-new sensor now. Let's see what one is. Okay, there's focus pixels now. So there's a sensor to focus better. So it looks like you're going to be able to focus your photos much, much clearer, much better than you've done ever before. Most of this he's talking about is got to do with the iPhone 6 Plus, because the iPhone 6 he's mentioning a few things about, but I think the Plus is going to be the key. If you look at the Plus sort of looks similar in shape to the iPods, the iPod Touches, but it looks a lot better though, a lot more finished. Definitely all metal. So let's see. They've got showing a couple of photo demos here. And it looks to be much clearer, much sharper. They're showing the different focus. Now remember, you're going to have a lot of focus capabilities that are going to be on the iOS 8. So those added to the upgraded camera on the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus is definitely going to be an improvement. Yeah, noise reduction is going to be corrected. And now they're going to do more panoramas too. So you get up to 43 megapixels. And the new gyroscope is going to allow the stitching to be seamless. You don't have to do it so slow like you did before. So our camera and our pictures is definitely going to be improved. That is one thing for sure. So they designed an image signal processor. That's a cool thing. You don't see those in any cameras anyways. So I can tell you right now, the iPhone 6 right now, I want a 5.5. I don't even have to look and see the 4.7. The 5.5 has what I need as a techie. Now, there's only one thing I need to look for, and that is how many gigabytes and then the price point. So that's what I'm waiting to see. So I'm going to scroll down here while they're pausing a little bit on their streaming. You got to remember the way that they got to do it is they've got to be able to record it as they stream it. So it's a little different process. Okay, so let's see. So they're talking about the A chip, Apple design, image processing. Okay. Now let's see. Let's keep up to date on here. Right now it's all about the camera. So they're talking about the camera. Now remember, the camera is going to be improved in iOS 8. So iOS 8, you're going to get not only improved features for touch of the camera, let's say set your focus, set your brightness, your light, and those things. But now with the iPhone 6s, both of them, you're going to have a much better photo experience as far as the way you take your photos and do your stuff. Okay. Okay, hang on. There's image stabilization. So I'm not sure if they're saying that the camera can actually move in and out for focus. They're showing something that the camera can do that's different than other phone cameras do. Now they're showing from a basic camera what it can do. So you want fast autofocus for pictures. And that's going to be included in the video as well. So the video is going to be improved as well. Whoops. Okay, their stream went a little out. So you can capture now slow motion videos, 120 frames per second or 240 frames per second. So that's going to be real slow-mo photos. Then they have a new Apple design video encoder, and now FaceTime camera. So new FaceTime HD, all new sensor. So they're increasing on FaceTime as well. And then you can improve on face detection. So that's another good thing. So face detection is also going to be improved. So you're going to have a lot of good FaceTime calls, whether you do FaceTime over Wi-Fi, the new Wi-Fi, or the 3G. You have HDR photos, and you can include HDR now in your videos. That's something you couldn't do before. So both the front and back camera will be improved in the iPhone 6s. And now they're talking about iOS 8. And let's see what other new features they're going to point out for iOS 8. But now they're going to go through some of the iOS 8 stuff. So the audio messages, photos, you can share the locations. This is going to go through iOS 8 stuff now. Let's see what else they're going to include, because there's basically a review of what iOS 8 did on WWDC. But they're going to talk how it can be improved with the iPhone 6s, both models. Let's see what else. Yeah, you're going to be all connected with your notification centers now. And then Touch ID. Now they're going to show you the new stuff. Now you can include Touch ID for your password stuff in all your different apps. So you can basically say, I want to log into this app, use your Touch ID, and it'll automatically log you in using the keychain. Some new one in here, cyclable aluminum, and new silicone cases too. So they're going to add different color cases for the phones, kind of like they had with the bumpers before. Yeah, so the new cases will be in phone. Predictive text. Yeah, 6 colors. And new leather cases. So you're going to get the new, of course, like the bumpers were, you're going to have the new cases for them. Just going to cover the back. It's going to come in gold, of course, silver, and of course space gray. So just like the 5S. Now they want to know price point. Same price. Exactly the same. $199, $299, $399. They left the same price point. Fantastic. So that's great. Now I want to hear about megapixels though. Or gigabytes actually, not megapixels, but gigabytes, sorry. They're going to do 16, 64, so they are, yeah, because 16 is the lowest model, 64 is the second. 128 gigabytes, $399, that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. It's going to be the first phone ever to have 128 gigabytes. So that's the 6, the 4.7 model. And that goes up $299, $399, $499, same as the 5S was. Same thing, 128 gigabytes. So same price point as the 5S was compared to the 5. The only difference is they got rid of 32 gigabytes. So they're doing 16 for the lower model, 64, and 128. 128 is going to be the top. 5S drops to $99, and the 5C goes free. So you're going to get your 5Cs free if you want them. 5Ss, you get them for $100. 6s start at $199, 6 Plus $299. And now the release date, 19th. Yep, they're still sticking with the 19th. Still sticking with the 19th. Fantastic. So we're talking about a good next Friday, not this Friday. All right. And then here, 4S. So if you have an iPhone 4, you're not going to get iOS 8. 5s, 5Cs, 5Ss, the iPod 5th generation. September 17th. So that Wednesday, they're releasing iOS 8. So the 17th, we get iOS 8. Yeah, so the 17th, we're going to get iOS 8. And the 19th, we can get the iPhone 6s, and we can pre-order by the 12th. Excellent. But still, no mention if it's waterproof or shockproof. That's the only thing. So, okay, now Tim Cook is talking. Let's see what he's going to give us this time. It says bigger than bigger. So much better. All right, let's see who he's going to talk about. This health kit stuff. Let's see where he's at. So that's good. So we've got September 17th, iOS 8. You can update all your other devices, have them ready to go. You can pre-order your iPhone 6 starting September 12th. That's going to be excellent. So let's see what else he's going to say. Video improvements, stuff. Let's see what else we have here. All right. It's talking about something, but I'm going to try to see what it is. Phones have a bigger display, more amazing, exciting to see Jimmy Fallon, Justin Timberlake. All right, let's see. Now they're showing the first commercials for it. They're talking about HealthKit. Yeah. So they're talking about how the integration of HealthKit is. And they're showing the 6 and they're showing the 6 Plus. Yeah. So we're talking about HealthKit now. So now let's see. Aha, here we go. Now we're going to get into the wallet part. They want to replace the wallet. This is their new payment system they've been talking about. Yeah, they're talking about the new payments now. This is something we've been hearing about a lot, is how Apple's going to integrate their payment systems, NFCs and all those things. So now Tim Cook is getting into that. So he's saying $12 billion daily U.S. transactions. Yeah, 200 million transactions a day. And then looking for credit cards. So let's see what Apple's coming up with for payments. All right. So they're showing kind of a video here saying about how we go for our wallets and all that with all the credit cards, looking for them. And then looking for ID, like they always do. So you have your, whatever, this is for a woman, purse, credit card, ID, then swipe, doesn't read, swipe again. Yeah, the mess that we always go through with our cards and shots. So let's see what they're going to show. So now they're going to talk about replacing it. Yeah. So they're talking about a truly mobile wallet. Yeah, none have been working so far. I haven't seen one yet. I have tried. So let's see what they have here. Yeah. This is going to be a whole new category now. Alright, now they've created. Okay, then now this is the new payment process they've been talking about, called Apple Pay. So we're going to get a whole new payment system now called Apple Pay. So no more of this looking for credit cards, looking for numbers, looking for all that mess. They're going to combine it into this new system. That's something that we've been hearing about. It was all rumors, but we didn't know how Apple was going to integrate it. So let's see what Apple's got in store for us. Alright, so now NFC. There it is. Shows your credit card, push a button, done, paid. No ID to show, no credit card to lose. Everything's secure, encrypted. Alright, EQ is going to give us more information about this new Apple Pay. That's going to save a lot of times. Alright, so let's see what the new Apple Pay is. Yeah, NFC. And we have Touch ID, so this is convenience security, and a secure element chip. So every iPhone 6 will get it, so you get it in both models. So it encrypts everything. And your credit cards will show up in Passbook. Yeah, so it's going to be easy and secure, and Passbook will have some advantages with it. You'll have your credit card show up in there. So that's going to be good. Alright, so let's see how to use it. Yeah, use your camera to take the picture. Yeah, goes directly through your system, your bank system, verifies it, and they add the card to your Passbook. So definitely very simple, very easy to use. And with using Touch ID, you pay. So you go up to the NFC machine like Walgreens or whatever, touch your ID with the credit card showing, pay, done, finished. No showing, no swiping, no losing, no cards, being messed up. And it's secure. You can delete it from anywhere you're at. Yeah, no card, no code in the back. There's a new dynamic security code. You just find my iPhone to wipe it out if your iPhone's lost or stolen. You actually can go in there and take care of it, so you don't have to worry about your cards being lost if you ever lose your phone or device. Yeah, so that's an advantage there. That's going to make payment systems easy and quick, assuming that a lot more of these retailers get NFC in there. I've only seen it in 1 or 2 places so far. So you can suspend your payments for that device if your device is stolen or if it's lost. And very secure. So let's see. Yeah, so Apple doesn't know anything about it. You know the transaction only between you and the merchant. Apple doesn't get your information. The cashier doesn't see your name. Yeah, they don't have to see your security card and nothing. So it's very simple. They're going to start in the US first. They're going to do American Express, MasterCard, and Visas. And then Citi, Bank of America, Capital One, all that. Yeah, so they're adding more and more systems. Yeah, 220,000 locations so far. And so they're going to be talking to a lot of retailers for it. Like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Walgreens is going to use it, of course. Staples is going to be using it. Subway is going to start using it. McDonald's is even going to start using it. And they're adding Apple Pay to drive-through also at McDonald's. You're going to be able to just tap with your Touch ID, pay, and you're done. And now Whole Foods also. So even they're going to have it. So it's gonna be a little slow going in the beginning. And all the Apple retail stores will have it as well. You can pay all your stuff in the Apple retail stores with it. And Disney, of course. Of course, all the big companies first. And Disney will add it to the Disney World and to all their stores, so everywhere. And then Toys R Us, of course, Babies R Us, Petco. That's just the beginning. Online payments. And the same thing online. Yeah, say $1 billion we pay online. Yeah, 5 million. Yeah. All the forms you got to fill out and all your apps. So we're going to do one-touch checkout now. No card entry, no need to type addresses, no card information to share with the merchant. So no more having to look up your card number. That's going to be good. So they're working like with Targets. Yeah, they want to enable it into their apps as well. So yeah, of course they're going to talk about Beats headphone, the one they made an agreement with. So it automatically pops up under Apple Pay, and that's it. Touch ID done. And Groupon, of course, is going to be added as well. Yeah, they're going to integrate it in their app as well. And of course Uber, the new company. Yeah, you don't have to create an account or nothing. Panera. MLB.com, I guess that's for sports. I don't know. I'm a tech guy, I'm not a sports guy, so you guys who are sports guys will know. Of course, Apple Store, delivery and pickup. Just hit Apple Pay, done. Be much easier than iBeacons and all that. I knew they were going to bring some kind of NFC or something around. I just knew it was going to happen. Open Table, of course. Another one. It's all going to work with Touch ID. And so Apple Pay comes out in October. Yeah, so Apple Pay will be available in October. next month. So even though we get the iPhone 6s this month, we'll get Apple Pay next month. Yeah. Let's see what else they're going to say, because now they've just talked about the NFC. Let's see what else they have on here. Now they have one more thing. One more thing. Curious to see if that's the iWatch. Okay. Now they want to make things more personal. I wonder if this is going to be the iWatch. New product. All right. It's going to be a new category, a new product. All right. The next chapter in Apple's. All right. Let's see what new product this is going to be. This is something new. This might be something that maybe the rumors have been talking about, and maybe not. Let's find out. They're showing us a video now of the planet Earth. And let's see what product is going to be unveiled. And this is the one more thing. This is where they said that there was going to be something special here. I am under the assumption it's an iWatch. But I don't know. Looks a little different here. They're showing the pieces and all that. Let's find out. It looks like an iWatch. Yep, that's an iWatch. Yep, there it is. They finally did it. And it looks very nice. Very nice the way it is. And I bet you a price point probably going to be $400 of this thing. But it's all got the magnetic clasp on it. Looks like it has, I don't know really if it's touch ID, touch sensor or whatever on the stuff. It looks like more like a knob touches everything, rotates. Stainless steel, sapphire, looks more like roundish shape. So definitely they're showing the clasps. They're showing that, oh, it's even going to have a sensor on the bottom so it can detect your sleep and all that as well. Looks like it's going to come in gold and bronze and a silver color. Looks like a light or something on the bottom. I guess that's more like the sensor. It's going to also come in different colors, have rubber band type of bands instead of the metal. So you're going to have your lower end and your higher end iWatches. But that's being announced right now. They're showing the video for it. It's called Apple Watch. Not iWatch, Apple Watch. It's going to be the new device. And the CEO Tim Cook's already wearing one. That's what we've been waiting for to see. That's something that we've been waiting for. And of course Apple did it. And of course Apple made it look much better than everything. Now we're not sure though if it's going to be released now or not. And we're not sure of a price point yet. They haven't announced it, but they did announce that it's going to be an iWatch. That for sure. So let's see what Apple's going to say. So we do know of an iWatch for sure. Yeah, precise custom timepiece. Yeah, you can have one customized to your style. So a way to connect and communicate with others. That's going to be good. Of course, works with iPhones. And it's a fitness tracker. So you have it as a multi-watch, multi-device, and a fitness tracker. Let's see. Looks like it's going to come with a use of all your apps as well, or at least the majority of the apps. Let's see. So now we're going to talk about user interfaces. Alright, so talking about the mouse now, how it was used. Click wheel when the first iPod came out. So I guess they've discontinued the iPods. There's been no mention of iPods, but I don't know yet. Then iPhone went to multi-touch. So they're going through the different things on this creation of the iWatch. So now the watch. So they didn't take the iPhone and shrink it. So they didn't make it an iPhone. Yeah. So the display is too small. Yeah. So they didn't make it an iPhone for the iWatch or Apple Watch. So they added more like looks like a wheel and a button. So a digital craft. Or digital crown, sorry. Yeah, it does rotary movement on it. Yeah, so that the little let's say the map. So you're going to use it to zoom. You want to turn it to zoom or turn it to scroll. And it looks like it works with your text messages and maps. And then the clock. And if you press it in, it brings everything to the home screen. The home screen looks like it's going to have your calendar, your phone, your email, timers, stopwatches. And they say made to be worn. So talking about being worn daily and those things. It's kind of like most of the fitness trackers you have out there that you wear on your wrist. But what makes it different? So now the different looks. So let's see what the difference is on it. Okay, so they made a video for it. Alright, John Ivey is the one that's going to talk about this watch. Alright, what I'm curious to see is if this thing is going to be waterproof, because a lot of those wrist things are waterproof. shock proof, those kind of things, scratch proof, because if you're wearing it on the wrist, you're going to hit it. So far they've got sensors on the strap and on the back. So it looks nice though. It's kind of like a square. Looks like an app would. Same shape. Yeah, so new designs, like new like the scroll wheel, touch buttons that are flush with it. Got the round curved shape. It's kind of like having an app on your wrist, basically. It says you raise your wrist to activate the display. Passbook's in there, settings, photos, and you can have a lot more apps in there too. You can scroll around looking at your apps. Plus your photos, you can zoom in. It looks like you can keep a lot of your regular stuff in there as well. So let's see. Yeah, so it's going to have your weather on there as well. Course, traffic, maps. Then you have a button below that will show you your friends that you can easily contact. You can connect wirelessly with other people that have iWatches. Yeah, you can send stuff from each one, kind of like what you can do with AirDrop, basically. Yeah. So you can integrate stuff with each other with two different watches at the same time. It's almost like having its own AirDrop system. Play games with each other and all that. And then the apps for the flexible display. Yeah, so it's going to be a hard type of covering. And then music. Yeah. Yeah, so it senses touch and force. Yeah. The difference between tap and press. So you get a whole new stuff in there. So it's going to be different than what you're used to on your phones and pads. There. Yeah. Those speakers have been improved and also the vibrations. So a taptic engine, so you're going to be able to feel vibrations and movements on it. Yeah. Pictures, timers, those things. And then a new chip called the S1. So it's a brand new chip, brand new system. Still going to have a curved display, just like the iPhone 6s. So everything functions on the S1 chip. And then 4 lenses on the back. So photo sensors and visible light. That's going to detect your activity, movements, sleep, yeah, exercise, standing, tracks your every move, does your goals on there. And then, oh, and then it's going to have magnetic charging. So it's sealed, nothing open, so no water can get in. It'll charge just like your MacBook does with the magnetic. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of timers, more advanced than the phones. So it's going to have a lot more integrated. It's not just like an iPod on your wrist. It's not like a little phone on your wrist. It's going to be a whole new system, which will definitely kick out a lot of those wrist fitness trackers. Because you're going to have a lot more things you can do than just tell your time and track your fitness. Yeah, so it's going to have a clock, the moon, whatever, like when the moon comes up, when the moon goes down, sun, different time zones, different kind of clocks, digital, analog, dates, photos. So it's going to have animations, it's going to have all your calendar info. You can personalize it. And then, of course, the bands. So they're going to have 6 straps with it. Straps are interchangeable. Just slide in, slide out. So you can change your straps wherever you want to go. You don't have to buy a whole new watch for that. And it's going to be waterproof, sweat-proof. And they have a leather loop that's magnetic. Yeah. So they've got a leather one that looks like they have a rubber band, and more of like a metalish type. And all the buckles close with magnetics, and they're very solid. And then they have the classic buckle, so if you want the one with the classic one, they have that as well. And of course the stainless steel, which is going to be the pricier one. Expect to pay a pretty penny for that one. Yeah, I've been waiting to hear about this. This is, depending on price point, will depend on how I'm going to get one, if I'm going to wait and see how it functions or what. Definitely going to keep you guys informed about it and let you guys know. And of course, they're going to have a woman's size and a man's size, just like they do in all watches out there. So you have both sizes. And then talking about cases. So it's going to be the Watch Sport, and the Watch Edition. So one case for the watch, custom alloy, stainless steel. I bet you the Sport's probably going to be waterproof. So they're showing all the basic watch right now. And let's see when he gets to the Sport. Yeah, and this is all about the basic watch. And then let's see if he gets to the Sport. Okay, Sport. Yeah, so Sport, of course, is stronger and light and durable. So that's going to be more of the shock resistant and waterproof. And of course, Edition is the gold looking ones. That's going to be the more high price ones for the high price people. Yeah. So this is the new one. So this is another brand new product this year. Instead of having the iPods and all that, this is the watch. They're calling it an Apple Watch. So it's going to have a lot of different design functions to it. So not only is it going to look good, but it's going to function well. It's more than just having a phone on your wrist or having an iPod on your wrist. This is going to be a whole new system that communicates with other watches, communicates with phones, communicates with the devices. Probably going to be, of course, iOS 8 compatible. as everything else. Let's see what Tim Cook's going to talk about. Yeah, so it's Apple Watch, not iWatch. It's Apple Watch. So we have Apple Pay, the new payment system, and now Apple Watch. And of course, they're going to integrate with the new iPhone 6s. All right. So let's see if it's going to be, because they're probably going to give us a price point and release date. All right. All right, so he's going to demo it now. They're going to give us a live demo of the new Apple Watch. Get a chance to see how it functions, what you can do, how you can do things on it, and so forth. And like I said, it's going to have a little bit of touchscreen, but most of it's going to be done within the knob. So it's sort of like the very first iPod came out. Yeah, so you lift it up, you get the screen. All right, so they're going to use a custom one to give us an idea. And you got to have an iPhone in order to use it. All right, so they want to include everything in it. So it can be your fitness tracker, your clock, your watch, and so forth. All right. Yeah. So the clock's going to be the center. And you just swipe your hand, you can pan through the apps. Like a complete circle up and down, left and right. You rotate down on the knob, it's going to bring it out. Yeah, you rotate in, it's going to make things larger and make things smaller. Yeah, you can change the watch faces and all that. Yeah, you do a force touch, it's going to bring your separate faces to the watches. And you can customize the different faces as well. So you can slide the different colors. Yeah. So you can look through and see. We have an astronomy face. They have the globe and the world. They even have like a moon view where you can slide the moon. Yeah, so it does have the moon phases then. Yeah, so it's definitely going to come with the moon phases and those things as well. You can look at the solar system. It's going to have a lot of astronomy stuff. They'll even give you all the planets on there if you double tap it. So if you're astronomy buffs and science people, it's going to have stuff there for the planetary information. So you can just change the faces basically like you change your wallpapers on your devices, on your phones. Yeah, so they've integrated more stuff than just the clocks. So they call it glances. Yeah, you swipe up. So you have the stock apps, third-party apps. Swipe across, see your locations, your weather, stocks, just like you normally do with your iPhone. And even music. So whatever music you have currently playing on your iPhone, you can see on there. Yeah, so through your computer iTunes, through your phone, through iPads. So of course it's going to demo one of the music so you can hear it. So that's good because then it integrates all your stuff that you have on your phone as well. You can have it on your wrist and you can access it. Yeah, tracks, volume, everything can be controlled with it. So swipe down. So it's going to be a lot of swipes of like you used to with that little iPod Nano, basically. And then of course you can be notified and you have this little Taptic engine so you can have vibrations. Yeah, so it's a subtle thing, not loud. Yeah. So you look up, and there's notifications. I see. So if you get a notification, you pull it up, and then it's going to pop up automatically. You don't have to swipe down like you do on your phones and iPads and those things. So it'll be more motion sensing. You can accept it. It'll go straight to your devices. And text messages, and you can even reply. And then you have quick boards. Yeah, so it gives you quick things so you can just tap on there. You don't have to pull out your phone and type or anything on there. Yeah, and then you have voice dictation. So of course that's going to work integrated with iOS 8. So you can send the dictation, and of course that's going to send it like the voice message does with iOS 8 with your messages. You can even send a lot of animated faces and animated pictures as well. That'll go directly to their device, of course, and they'll get them all in their text or email or whatever. Hmm. So there's a lot of cool animations you can do with text messages or emails or anything you receive on the watch itself. I keep wanting to call it an iWatch because that's what the rumors were, but it's an Apple Watch. Yes. All right. So it's got Siri as well. So you hold the little crown or the motion crown, whatever it's called, and Siri will pop up. And Siri will pick up everything. Okay. Give you all your info. So it has the same functionality of Siri as you would on your phone or devices. Yeah, you can see all the information. Let's say a movie, you want to check what movies are playing, where they're at. You can get show times. You can get all the information. So Siri functionality is going to be included as well. And of course, you got the photo app. Yeah, so your photos will be integrated as well. You can zoom in. You can pick out photos. Yeah, so your entire photo view is going to be there as well. Yeah, you can swipe through photos. So it'd be more like a digital photo viewer as well, but on your wrist. Yeah, so everything that you favorite on your phone or Mac will automatically show up. And then, of course, maps. They have navigation. All right. Of course, you get your current location. It's going to use Apple Maps. You can scroll around. And you zoom out So rotation. All right. Looks like it's going to be a pretty functional device to use. Instead of having to focus on just your phone, you're going to have a lot of functionality with this watch. So it's going to be more than just the other watches that are out there that are supposedly just fitness trackers or so. This is sort of like iPod meets iPhone meets wrist, basically. Then it'll find you distances so you can call. Give you walking directions, give you ETAs. It'll give you almost like sort of like a 2D type of mapping system, sort of 3D in a way, but it's going to give you like sort of like a walking directions. And so since you're not driving, since it's on your wrist, you'll have it in there so you can just look at your wrist to guide yourself wherever you're going. And that's a cool functionality. That's something that the phone has too, but you got to hold your phone in your hand. So there's a new app. Okay, so this is a communication one. This is the one that's different. This is brand new. Alright, so here you got your friends. So the friends show up in the same round pictures. Well, you do know that on the phones with iOS 8, you are going to get the full screen photos back when they call you. Yeah, so you touch the center of it, and this is a new touch interaction that's going to be included with it. I see. So you can communicate just by tap, and then the other person gets the response as well, so they get the same little vibration on them. So it's sort of like a way of communicating with them through taps, through different gestures. Each one can get the gesture on their device as well, so you don't have to necessarily call them or text them or interrupt them. They get a subtle response as well. So that's a brand new, something that none of the other devices have had. Yeah. So it's sort of like emoji in a sense, but it's different. Yeah, some new thing about a heartbeat on the wrist. It's kind of an odd thing that I've heard. All right, I'm gonna give you a little idea, sort of what the functionality is. So it's gonna be a whole brand new device, whole new functionality, whole new integration with all the products as well. So the question though is how much and any gigabytes. So of course the App Store is going to have an influence with it as well. All right, so all right, they're talking more about the App Store and how it's going to integrate with the iWatch itself. So Facebook. So there's something called WatchKit. So we have HealthKit on the phone. Now you have something called WatchKit. Yeah, these are like separate apps. So actionable notifications, the WatchKit apps. You get the notifications in there, Twitter and so forth. Yeah, so you're going to get images and text. You can favorite them, retweet them, dismiss, so forth. So you're going to have separate apps that appear just on the home screen themselves. Yeah, you can do editing your notifications and the way the apps show up. So now you're gonna have travel stuff. So your basically your flight information comes up. You check into places, hotels and stuff. It'll automatically unlock your door, hotel room door, with the watch itself. So you don't have to worry about losing a card or anything. I don't know how secure that's going to be with most hotels, but we'll see. But most of the hotels, they said they're working on right now. For mass transit, city mappers are included. Pinterest is also adding stuff. So it's going to have a lot more functionality. That's why I said it's not just an iPod or something on there. Oh, and then that's for the smart cars, the BMW stuff too. So they integrated with the new CarPlay. That's something new as well. Of course, sports too. And then of course the app to control your stuff in your home, lights and everything, shows, leaderboards, Nike. Yeah, so they're starting to integrate a lot of it with the Apple Watch. Yeah, so there's a whole new product, whole new thing coming out. It's going to be available to be used with your iPhones and iPads and Macs and all that. Now, let's see what Tim Cook's going to talk about. He's probably going to give us a price point and a release date. So we already know we have the 12th for pre-ordering. They are pre-ordering the 6th. We know the 17th will be iOS 8 and the 19th will be the release. So now let's find out about this Apple Watch. Because now they're going to talk more about HealthKit and how this Apple Watch can be used. This is going to talk more about the fitness. So this is probably how it's going to integrate with HealthKit, which is kind of what we were all figuring with the rumors anyways, that this new Apple Watch would be working with the HealthKit. That would sort of kick out a lot of those fitness wearables that are out there now. So not only do you have the wearables that you can track just your motions and all that and time, this one's going to be everything integrated in one. So this is going to have more things integrated into it. You can customize it, how you want to track it. Not like fitness trackers, which you can't customize nothing. They automatically track it and that's it. So now they're going to add 2 applications separate for the watch only. So you can have a workout app strictly for workouts and one that just strictly monitors what you're doing throughout the day. So you have 2 separate apps. Yeah, now this is going to be the health and fitness team. So they're going to integrate it all together. Alright, so now they're going to give us a demonstration showing how these apps work. So basically, the Apple Watch is not just for fitness enthusiasts. It's for the everyday person, everyday life, whatever you're doing. And you can customize it how you want to do it. Do you want it to track your fitness? You want it to track your daily stuff during the day? So whatever it is, how you want to do it, you can customize it. So that's what the demo video is showing. How you can use it for all different activities, whatever you're doing. It's basically going to be an all-around device, sort of separate than our iPhones, even though our iPhones can track all our movements and all that. But it's something that you have wearable on your wrist. So you can get your calls, your notifications, your calendar stuff all on your wrist itself without having to actually pull out your phone. Which would be good, like if you're in the movies or you're somewhere in a meeting, whatever. So that's another advantage there. That's going to be good. So, yeah, I was going to upgrade my fitness tracker that I have now, but I don't think so. I think if I'm going to upgrade, it's going to probably be the Apple Watch. Now, like I told you guys before, once I get these devices, once I get iOS 8 on the 17th, I'll go ahead and do a video, show you guys some tricks on that. As soon as the iPhone gets here, if I pre-order on the 12th, I get it on the 19th or whenever, I'll go ahead and show you guys the new iPhone once I have everything restored. As soon as I find out about this Apple Watch, once we get that, I'll go ahead and give you guys a video on that and show you those things. So, going to get you guys informed with all this information as it comes out. The way I see it, the 5S came out. There wasn't really any technical issues with it. Some people had a few issues here and there, but the majority was so small. So as the way Apple is progressing with this new iPhone 6s and the 6 Plus and all that, I don't foresee any hardware or software issues, especially with iOS 8 going through 6 betas. Basically, today's the 9th. It should have its gold beta by the end of this week. Should be ready to go. Of course, they're going to release it on Wednesday, which is what I was assuming. I was assuming between the 15th and 17th, and the 17th was the date. And I already knew the rumors that the 19th would be the release date for the 6th. The only thing I was worried about was if they were going to have a pre-order, and they are. So the 12th, be ready. In fact, on the 12th, I'm going to definitely put in the pre-order for 2. Mine and my wife's on there. And so we'll definitely get our iPhone 6s. Hopefully by the time the 19th comes around, but we'll see. We'll have to check and see how fast that comes in. Yeah, so talk about how it's going to integrate with the Health app for HealthKit. How to keep track of all your stuff. Then it's going to be sort of like a smartwatch where it's going to understand what you're doing, what you do, and then it'll give you automatic reminders. Yeah, it's going to give you a lot of stuff where you can like do goals, how do you want to achieve your fitness, activity, those kind of things. So that's definitely going to integrate a lot of things in there for a lot of people. Yeah, Apple's really pushing this health stuff right now. That seems to be one of the #1 things that they're doing. And there's going to be another added asset for that. Yeah, so that's the fitness mode. Alright, so now we're going to try to find out exactly what they're going to talk about. So it's watch, it's communication, and it's fitness, all built in one. So let's see if they're going to give a price point or release date on this one in pre-order. Alright, so fully comprehensive and so much more. And so there's more stuff included that they don't have time to cover. They want to control it to Apple TV with it. Use it for the iPhone camera. Use it as a walkie-talkie. So it's got a lot more things to do. And I want the developers to start developing more apps designed for it. So let's see now. So it's got three basic ones. You get your regular Apple Watch, your Apple Watch Sport, or Apple Watch Edition. And it requires to have an iPhone. Yeah, so you have to have an iPhone to get it. So if you guys have Android, you can't get an Apple Watch. It's not a separate device. It's sort of an accessory device to your iPhone itself. So all iPhone owners can get an Apple Watch. iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. And it'll work with your 5S, 5Cs, and 5s. So if you have an iPhone 5, 5C, 5S, and the 6s, you can get an Apple Watch. That's going to be a lot of people. Yeah, 200 million people already can use the Apple Watch. So that's good. That means they're not just making it exclusive for the 6. That means that the Apple Watch can be used for all devices. Now, of course, iPhone 4 and 4S people, you'll have to upgrade because that's it. You're out of the loop. And of course, it's got the magnetic charger just like your Macs do. or MacBook Pros, let's say, MacBooks. So very similar to that, made in a round shape. So that's good. And $349. So it is cheaper. That's the starting price. So I bet you the edition's probably more. So early next year. So we gotta wait until about January or February of next year. That's what we were thinking anyways in the rumors. We were thinking that they were going to present it, but then we will not get it until 2015, and that's right. So that's good. That means we can save up for it for January or February when it gets released, and we can get the Apple Watch that time. So what I'll do, guys, I'll give you guys a video then on the iOS 8 once I get it installed, and I'll give you guys an idea of the iPhone 6 once I get that in my hands. Hopefully it'll get here on the 19th, but it might get here after that date. We'll see. So yeah, so then early 2015. All right. That'll be good. They didn't talk about the iPhone 6 having the touch sensors though on the bottom, just the Touch ID. So that's something I'm gonna have to look into this week and see what else they find out about. Yeah, so they got the iPhone 6s, the NFC, the Apple Pay. So that's been included. And then and Apple Watch will include Apple Pay. So in other words, you don't have to touch your phone to the NFC counter. You can use your Apple Watch. Yeah, so it's built in. So that's good. That's an advantage. So now he's going to give the whole foundation. Talking about the Macs, best tablets, the iPads. Remember, the iPad event will probably be in October. Talking about the iPhones, the 6 and 6 Plus. They're going to talk about iOS 8 being the most advanced. Yeah, iOS 8 being integrated. Yeah, Health Kit. And an Apple Watch. So we've got so far this month iOS 8, and we have iPhone 6 for sure. Nothing about Yosemite. So OS X Yosemite we can almost assume will be in October. We know for sure Apple Watch is next year. Now here's one more thing. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the music. Now music has always been iTunes only. Alright, so now they're going to change another thing about music. And remember that they have that deal with Beats. So let's see the change on music. Yeah, they have the iTunes Festival. That's they celebrate, and that's going on now in London, of course. So they have a performance over there. Alright, so he's giving more information about the iTunes Festival because that's the big thing right now on your Apple TVs and your Macs and, you know, through iTunes. So there's more about the music stuff. So now they're doing a setup for the band. So they're probably going to end up doing a music presentation at this point. Yeah, so U2 is now the band that's going to do the information stuff, or actually the music, let's say, at the end. So there's probably going to be how they're going to end their keynote is with the music celebration. Yeah, they want to do a performance. I thought it was going to be some more mention about how they were going to change iTunes and how they were going to make it a little bit better or not. But it looks like right now they're just going to have a band play like they usually do at the end. Yeah. Yeah. So now they want you to play. Okay. All right. So give you guys basically the breakdown here of what's going to go on. We know already right now that starting September 17th, which is about a week from tomorrow, we're going to be getting iOS 8. So you got anyone that has an iPhone 5 on up, you can automatically install over the air iOS 8. You can do it through your iTunes if you prefer to do it through your iTunes that way. Then on September 12th, which is going to be this Friday, you can go online and you can actually order your iPhone 6s, the 4.7-inch or the 5.5 model. So you have an option of ordering either one of those two. You can pre-order them. Those are supposed to be released as of September 19th. So basically, 2 days after you've installed iOS 8 on your devices, you get the iPhone 6, which will be on the 19th. Now, if you go to launch day, expect crowds, expect stores to be out of the devices, expect there to be not enough. I mean, who knows what can happen in there. If you pre-order, one of two things is going to happen. Either one, you're going to get it in the proper ship date, or you're going to have it shipped to the store and you can pick it up there. Or two, it's going to go directly to your house probably in about a week or 2 weeks afterwards. So even though you want it on the 19th, you might get it on the 26th, you might get it on afterwards, you might get it in early October. So it's really tough to say what's going to go on. Everything we're going to see depends on the pre-orders. If the pre-orders sell out, then maybe you will get it on time, maybe there'll be enough stock. That's something we don't know. Last year there was a big mess with the 5S on that. Then, of course, we know that Apple talked about their Apple Pay. That's coming out in October. So even though you get your iPhone 6 on the 19th, you won't have a use of Apple Pay until October. So that'll have to be integrated. That might be iOS 8.1 or so forth. I don't know. Then in 2015, either starting January or starting February, we're looking at the Apple Watch. And we're looking at the three models, the Apple Watch, the Apple Watch Sport, more waterproof, durable, and the Apple Watch Edition for your more high-class people. So that's another thing that's going to be coming out as well. So that's so far what the event's been about. Not much on music. They're just having a band they want to play. That's about it. As far as integration with the new iPhone 6s, of course, the Apple Watch goes all the way up to the iPhone 5. So if you have 5S, and 5Cs, you can use the Apple Watch with that. The iPhone 5S is dropping to $99, and the iPhone 5C is going free. So you'll automatically get that. Now, whether it's going to go free now, that I'm going to have to wait for until the store opens again. The Apple Store is down. As soon as the Apple Store comes right back up, it'll be ready to go. It's going to give you the iPhone 6 in there, and it's going to tell you pre-order starts on the 12th. So come September 12th, pre-order at that time. So that's what you're going to see when the Apple Store comes up. Then I don't know if it's going to have any mention of the Apple Watch. Probably not till 2015, at least for that. And that's pretty much it. They didn't do any statistics like they normally do. They didn't do a review of iOS 8. They didn't do a review of OS X Yosemite. So that tells me, though, that iOS 8 Gold Master should be by the end of this week, since they were on Beta 6. That tells me that OS X Yosemite is going to be due in October, which means in October you can expect an iPad event. The iPad event will include the new iPads, the new features that will be very similar, that will be integrated with the iPhone 6s. They're going to be integrated with the Apple Watches and all that. So I'm almost sure that the new iPad event, which will probably be sometime in October, is going to have that information there. Now, they'll also mention the new Macs probably at that time, and anything else. If they're going to refresh the Apple TV, are they going to come up with an actual Apple TV set? That's something that we're going to have to find out in October. Right now, we have no release dates on that as well. That's something that I guess we're just going to have to wait on. Right now, everything is focused around iOS 8 and the iPhone 6. Now, without even having the two devices in my hand, like my two diagrams here, okay? Yes, the 4.7 looks nice, looks easy and quick to use. The 5.5 looks a lot bigger, right? Well, the fact that they're thin, the fact that they're lightweight, means that I really don't care if this is a bigger screen or not. This one has more functionality of what I need. Of course, they both have 128 gigabytes. But the 5.5 screen, this is what they wanted to sell. This was what we heard in the rumors many, many times, was this one. And so, of course, this one is the one they want to sell, and that's why that one has the improved features. That's what I like the most. 4.7 does not. 4.7 is an upgraded version of the iPhone 5S. So consumers, if you want to stick with something that's similar to what you have now, but a little bit bigger screen, go with the iPhone 6 alone. For you techie guys or you consumers who want something a lot more advanced, I recommend going with the iPhone 6 Plus. And so the iPhone 6 Plus is going to have a lot more features to it. You guys want a bigger screen, you want that, go with the Plus. I'm going to go with the Plus. That's for sure. And of course, I'm going to go with the 128 gigabyte model. No question about that. So, question though is, am I going to go with what color? More than likely, I'll probably go with the black one. Maybe go with the silver this time. I don't know. We'll see. What I want to read now and figure out now is stuff they did not mention. Is it truly waterproof? Is it truly shark-proof? That's something that wasn't mentioned. That's something I don't know. So that's something that we're going to have to find out. So right now they're talking with the band. Let's see what else they've got. All right, so talking about this thing called labeling. All right. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. So they're talking about free music or something. Let me see. So they're going to talk about price point. Hmm. So they want to put songs out for free. Huh. 5 seconds. All right. Hmm. So this YouTube wants to send out their new song for free through Apple. And they want to send it out through Apple. Hmm. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that we're going to get a lot of free songs or not. Hmm. Something about YouTube and YouTube sending out their songs free. And I don't know if that's going to be a new service or something we're going to get. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out what's going on. But something to do with music and something to do with music and free streaming. Hmm. So now, so their new record apparently is going to be free, and we're going to be able to load it free in under 5 seconds. Now that could be a new service. A gift. So you get their album for free. Every iTunes customer. Yeah. 500,000 customers will get their album for free. Huh. Some largest album. So we're making history with that. They're going to give the YouTube album for free. So basically, every iTunes Store customer, 119 countries, available in your iTunes Music Library, iTunes Radio, Beats, and exclusive only through October 13th. So you're going to be able to get the YouTube album if you're a fan of YouTube, basically up until October 13th. After that, you got to pay for it. Yeah. So that's their little promotion stuff. Yeah. So only through mid-October. Yeah. So they're trying to promote this YouTube band, and they're going to give their entire album for free, basically. Now, I don't know what the reason is for that, what's going on there, but that's how they're pretty much looks like getting to the end. So I don't know. Yeah, apparently that's something to do with this YouTube. I don't know what deal they worked with them or not. So, all right, let's see if there's any more things they're going to present. So now they're going to show another advertisement. So there's another demo ad. And this is all promoting this YouTube. Yeah. So there's if you like YouTube and if you're a fan of YouTube, now would be your chance until October 13th to get their entire new album for free through iTunes download. You can load it on all your devices and all that. So that's something new. I don't know if that's going to be a staple of what they're going to do for albums and things like that, but for right now, they're starting with this band at least. That's one of their new functionalities. So far, it's been a pretty good event. So far, I have to say they went straight into the meat and bones of everything. They gave off a lot of release dates, price points, and those things. So that seems to be pretty good. All right. So there's something about biggest album release now. Yeah, so they want to promote it for the iPhone 6. Yeah. So he's ending the keynote now with all the thanks to everyone. Okay. All right, folks, that looks like it. And of course, 2 o'clock Texas time. Like I said, 2 hours long. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's as long as what it was going to take. So he's going to end the keynote now. Yeah. So, been a pretty good event. And Johnny Ivy basically wasn't here, but he presented the video for the watch. So I bet you he's probably the designer. He's probably the designer for the new Apple Watch. Yeah, so they brought Apple Watch out. Yeah. All right. Now he's giving his thanks to all the people that he has, and all the people that have helped out the presentations. So now they're going to do the hands-on experience for the press and the guests. So they want to give a hands-on experience now. They want us to try out Apple Pay. Okay, so that ends the keynote right there. Basically sending thanks and all that. They still never said what the white building was for. Never said if that's going to be their preview building or what. None of that was ever mentioned. And basically, that was pretty much the event. So the event was there to show us and give us the idea the new iPhone 6s, the new Apple Watch, the new Apple Pay, how it integrates with iOS 8. That was pretty much the event. That's pretty much what they showed. Pretty long, 2 hours, but I kind of figured it would be. A lot of people there showed up, of course. So it was pretty packed. So there's going to be a lot of stuff out there in the media. So you're going to be able to see a lot of things. So that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys have any answers or anything you want me to answer, any questions on what you guys want to do. But that's pretty much my live stream of the event. Now, for all you guys who missed out or you guys want to see this event, you're going to have to give it until about midday. And let's see what we got here. All right. Got a few Q&As over here. All right. All right, I'm going to give you guys some feedback here. Let's see. That's going to be September 18th. And 12th. September 19th. Okay. Well, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. And go ahead and hit like below. Since you're all subscribed, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being there with me, guys, for this 2 hours. And I will catch you guys back with iOS 8 and the iPhone 6. All right. Have a good one.